New Orleans, Nolans has stolen my heart, and after this video, it might just steal yours too. Picture this, wandering through the enchanted French Quarter, savoring the soulful melodies of jazz, and indulging in a culinary journey like no other. Join me as we uncover the essentials you need to know before embarking on your own adventure to the Big Easy. Let's delve into the rich tapestry of New Orleans history. Officially founded by the French on indigenous land in 1718, it was in their possession for only 5 years before they ceded the territory to the Spanish. It soon became an important trading hub with Cuba, Mexico, and beyond, and it was during the Spanish colonial era that New Orleans transformed from a village of wooden houses to a city of sturdier brick buildings that we see in the French Quarter today. So oddly enough, the French Quarter actually has Spanish architecture. A few years later, in 1800, the Spanish ceded Louisiana back to France, only to have Napoleon sell the entire colony to the United States as part of the $15 million Louisiana Purchase merely 3 years later. Although New Orleans' past with France was tumultuous, the city and a fair number of its inhabitants have managed to preserve the French culture and language throughout the centuries, and even transforming it into an entirely distinctive culture with its own dialect we now call Cajun. If that wasn't enough history for you, add some pirates into the mix, wealthy sugarcane plantations which depended on the labor of thousands of enslaved African Americans who practiced voodoo and turned to music even in the harshest of circumstances. Music that eventually turned into jazz and became much more than a simple genre, but an entire lifestyle, with jazz weddings and funerals still prevalent today. And of course, it's impossible to mention New Orleans without touching upon the tragic losses it has faced time and time again, hurricane after hurricane. And yet, the people of New Orleans stay strong, positive, and continue to rebuild. You now have a good idea of what makes up the fabric of this incredible city. So let's talk about when is the best time to go. This is where I made my mistake. I visited New Orleans in mid-August, which happened to be one of the hottest weekends of the entire year. It was sweltering, and if you don't fare well in the heat, please don't make the same mistake I did. Instead, try visiting in the spring or fall when the temperature is more clement. And if you want to avoid storms or hurricanes, spring is definitely your best bet. Not only will you get the sweet spot between pleasant weather and a low risk of storms, but you might also catch the city in the midst of one of its vibrant festivals. Mardi Gras usually lands between February and March. So where's the best place to stay? There are 2 main areas I recommend staying in. The lively French Quarter buzzes with energy, perfect for those who want to be at the heart of the action. On the flip side, the Garden District exudes a more relaxed vibe while still offering a taste of authentic New Orleans. One gem in the Garden District is the Columns Hotel, where historic charm meets modern comfort. I visited briefly for drinks at their bar, and it was spectacular. I will definitely be back for a longer stay. Let's talk about transportation. Getting around is easiest by car, and thankfully, Ubers and Lyfts are quite affordable. I don't think we ever paid more than $10 or $15 per ride, even if it was across town. If you're spending the day in the French Quarter, walking is definitely the best option. And don't forget the streetcars, a charming option for a leisurely sightseeing experience. New Orleans has a vibrant culinary scene, a real food lover's paradise. I could make an entire video about it, but I didn't get enough footage because I was too busy eating. Make sure to venture into the French Quarter for a taste of authentic jambalaya, gumbo, and po' boys. Anything that has the word Cajun or Creole in it is a pretty safe bet that it will be a delicious explosion of flavors. And don't forget, you're in the South, so there are gravy and biscuits aplenty too. Let's get this straight. NOLA is a party city. Frenchman Street and of course Bourbon Street are the heartbeat of the city's nightlife. My personal favorite establishments include Fritzel's European Jazz Pub, the historic Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop, and the unique Carousel Bar. It's important to know that in New Orleans, it's actually legal to walk outside with an open container, which can be really convenient if you want to walk around and see the sights with a casual drink, but it can get very rowdy very quickly, so be careful and revel responsibly. Finally, let's talk about what kinds of souvenirs to look out for, because all of your friends, family, and colleagues will be jealous of your trip and will want you to bring back a little slice of New Orleans for them. I always love going to a local grocery store and finding cooking ingredients that are typical of the area. So while in Nolens, I looked out for Cajun spices, barbecue sauces, and hot sauces. Another great souvenir is music. I got this vinyl from Fritzl's on Bourbon Street and had it signed by all the members of the band. It's such a unique gift for any music lover in your life. Finally, anything from Café du Monde will get the folks back home excited. I got my fiancé a mug, some coffee for my dad, and a box of beignet mix for my mom. What's great is that they even have a Café du Monde kiosk at the airport so you can grab some last-minute goodies before boarding your flight home. There you have it. Consider yourself officially prepared to plan an unforgettable trip to New Orleans. From the rhythmic beats of jazz echoing through the historic neighborhoods to the tantalizing aroma of Creole cuisine wafting through the air, your adventure awaits. Until next time, laissez les bons temps rouler, let the good times roll.